I'm sure some of you have heard the term out of sight, out of mind. Well, it seems like our friends over at NASA may be playing that game. It's being called one of the closest approaches ever without being hit. On October 24th, we had an asteroid not only pass in between the moon and the Earth, but it was closer than our own satellites. And that's not even the real scary part, because it wasn't just amateur astronomers that missed it. NASA missed it. And trust me, I do know what they say about NASA, but with the timing of all this, plus the fact that they are just days away from launching the DART rocket, which is an Earth defense system against asteroids, all while we have a major uptick in meteor sightings as well. I've got all the information we need on this situation, and we're going to take a look at La Palma real quick. And another situation that has to do with very hot rock moving at a high rate of speed. Glad to be here. Glad you are too. We're going to break it all down right here, right now. Let's go. Good morning, everyone. November 5th, 2021, 10:13 a.m. And we're going to start with La Palma today. No super breaking news as of now, but I wanted to show you this actually because it sort of goes in line with the rest of the theme of this video, which is interesting. But you're watching a video, credit to Harry Geiger on Twitter, who's been filming these rocks being launched out of the mouth of the volcano and then basically taking on a life as their own as they fly down this hillside. I don't want to play the video too much for copyright reasons, even though it's technically fair use. I thought this was just an incredible video, especially the contrast between the landscape and this rock flying down this hill with that little bit of glow in the middle, reminding you that it is basically like a ball of napalm. La Palma producing all sorts of crazy visuals. If you guys remember, there was a big story about the boulders that were flowing down the rivers of lava. We covered that as well, and I'm sure this won't be the last thing we are talking about with La Palma. In fact, it's good to have a little bit of a break, if you ask me. But just as important, if not more important, we need to talk about something going on almost in the shadows, so to say. We've had some close calls over the last couple days, and apparently we're not done yet. The month of November is going to be very heavy with asteroid activity. In fact, the number 7 is what has been put out to us as far as asteroids in the month of November, but we need to take a look at something that actually wasn't even known about until after the fact. This chart you are looking at is a near Earth's object chart, or a NEO, and what this does is it lets us know what to expect as far as asteroids or near Earth objects. They have to meet a criteria, but the main focus here is looking at the lunar distance, how far away these asteroids are compared to the distance from Earth to the moon. Now, anything inside the distance from the Earth to the moon is very significant, as it is considered a close shave. I'm sure a lot of you have heard that term, but we're dealing with some of these NEOs or asteroids in much closer proximity than we are used to. In fact, we need to look no further for me to be able to show you exactly how significant this situation was on the 24th. I know this says the 25th, but the UTC time brings it from the 24th into the 25th. And take a look at the lunar distance. That is a 0.02452. Now, all you have to do is look a little bit below on the chart I provided and see this line right here. That is showing a lunar distance of 0.53. So if you do some simple math, you take this asteroid that passed Earth without anyone knowing until after the fact. That is very, very key. If you look down in this area, that is as close as you can get. Basically, split the difference of this line right here to this line at 0.53, and we're looking at a very, very, very close shave. I'm going to provide this website for you guys so you can check these out yourselves. It's constantly updated as we find these things. So it's not a perfect science, but it's the skylive.com website and the NEO section under near Earth objects. And you would scroll down and it gives you all the known asteroids or near Earth objects and the dates of approach. So as you can see, we've already had some that have come and gone in October. And what was interesting is the one that just flew by us on the 24th was not on this list, as it was unknown. So these things can come out of nowhere, and the reason they are hard to see in some cases is because we are blinded by the sun and we can't see many things coming from that direction. One thing I want to point out on this list of significance is we had another close approach on November 1st. This was 2001 VH. This asteroid was monitored and was at a 0.07626 distance, which means it was much, much closer to us than our moon is. In fact, it was within satellite range, so some of our satellites were even farther outside of where this rock came. Up until this point, I've basically just been giving you a lot of information anyone can get besides that random asteroid that is of concern. But I want to tie this into something. We've been talking about the fact that NASA is about to launch its first asteroid defense mission, and it's this month. In fact, we're just 19 days away from this launch, and it's been a pretty big deal online. Right off the bat, the first thing that comes to mind is the movie Armageddon, where they had to send Bruce Willis's crew of oil drillers up to the asteroid in order to blow it apart to save Earth. Now, I don't think that this will be as dramatic as that. It's the point that we're seeing this space weather, the uptick in meteors, these random asteroids, and all of this talk about space and the sun and how it affects the Earth's surface as far as volcanoes and earthquakes, the meteor uptick in the northeast of the United States. There's something going on here. And in my opinion, if this story here wasn't picked up by amateurs or people outside of NASA, I highly doubt we would have ever even heard about it. But taking a simple look reveals a lot of different data they're talking about. It may not be in the mainstream news, but it's certainly taking over internet news. Everything from a double asteroid redirection test to all the preparations going into this mission launch, which I'm sure will be covered all over the internet. I'll cover it here myself, and it's just very interesting to see where this story is going to go. I want to thank each and every one of you for taking the time to watch this video. We will be dissecting this situation as well as anything else that comes down the pipe, and you can guarantee that. Shout out to Canada. Give those you love a big hug today, just because. And we're going to be right back here as soon as possible with another video. Questions or concerns, please leave down below. Short message at the end. Thank you all so much. Bye-bye. Stop right there, my friends. If you have not already, click that subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the bell icon. Click all